Hi, we are looking at G.C.E. Ordinary Level Examination 2020 past paper for Business and Accounting Studies, Part 1. We last looked at the question numbers 21 to 30 and today we'll continue with question number 31 to 40. Answer question number 31 and 32 using the following information. Following is a diagram of elements of production cost and they have given you a hierarchical graph on that. So looking at the diagram, it's clear that 1 here denotes prime cost or indirect expenses and 2 here represents indirect other expenses. Okay. Following are some cost items of the Moratu Furniture's manufacturing business and they have given you some cost items. Cost of timber, depreciation of machines, cost of sandpapers, wages of carpenter, electricity expenses. So let's move to question number 31. The cost items of Moratu Furniture manufacturing business relevant to the place number 1 in the above diagram are. So they want you to pick the correct cost item that falls under this category 1. The cost items that you select should be either a direct material cost, direct labor cost or direct other expenses. So let's see. Cost of timber rupees 40,000, that falls under direct material category. Depreciation of machines rupees 5,000 would of course fall into indirect category, indirect other expenses. Cost of sandpapers and polish rupees 2,000 will again fall into indirect category, but here it will be indirect material cost. Why is sandpapers and polish falling under indirect category? Because you cannot clearly recognize the usage of sandpapers for one particular furniture unit. Now taking one sandpaper or using one bottle of polish, you could use for several furnitures or several output. So because you can't directly recognize that input, it will fall under indirect material cost category. Wages of carpenter, of course, it falls under direct. It will be direct labor cost. Electricity expenses rupees 2,000, that would fall under indirect expenses. It will be other cost. Okay. So having done this, let's see the question again. Cost items of Moratu Furniture manufacturing business relevant to place number 1. So it should be direct material cost, direct labor or direct other expenses. So here you can see cost of timber and wages of carpenter fall under that category. So answer would be A and D, answer 2. What is the cost of Moratu Furniture manufacturing business relevant to the place number 2 in the above diagram? So number 2 given here. What is the amount? So here it will be indirect other expenses. So here you can see depreciation, which is 5,000, will fall under this category, and electricity expenses of 2,000 will fall under this category. So totally it will be rupees 7,000, answer 3. Answer question number 33 and 34 using the following information. The building of Sumudu's business purchased on 1st January 2019 at cost of 950,000 was rented out for rupees 20,000 per month on 1st July 2020. So you bought it in 2019 beginning, but you have started to rent it out only from 1st of July 2020. Received a rent of 100,000 for the year ended 31st December 2020. So this particular company, Sumudu's business, has a financial year ending in December. So they started renting it out on 1st of July, which means they have rented it out for 6 months just for this financial year. So 20,000 per month, meaning they should be getting 120,000, but they have only got 100,000. So these should be running in your mind while you read. The estimated effective lifetime of the building is 10 years and scrap value is 50,000. The buildings of the business are depreciated on straight line basis. Question 33. Select the answer that shows the depreciation of buildings for the year ended 31st December 2020. So they want you to find the depreciation of building for the year ended 2020. So here the cost of purchase is 950,000. What is the scrap value? 50,000. So from the cost you will minus this scrap value, and this remainder of 900,000 is the depreciable value. Now you bought the building for 950,000. You believe that after using it for 10 years, at the end of 10 years, when you sell it, you will get a scrap value of 50. So over the 10 years, what is the amount that has depreciated? It is only 900,000. So per year, 900,000 divided by 10 years, meaning for the year 2020, your depreciation will be 90,000, answer 2. Now here the financial year is a complete year, complete 12 months. So you can directly divide it by 10 and use that value here. If the purchase date is somewhere in the middle of the financial year, then you get the per year depreciation value. Here it will be 90,000 and you have to prorate it to the number of months that you have used. Okay. Question number 34. Select the correct statement regarding the above information. The rent to be paid as at 31st December 2020 is 20,000. Rent to be received is 120,000. Rent to be received is 20,000. Rent income for the year ended 2020 is 100,000. So we know for the year 2020, you only rented it out for 6 months. Per month, you are entitled to get 20,000 per month as your income. But you only received 100,000. So for the company, it is rent to be received or rent income. It's not rent to be paid. So answer 1 is not the correct answer. So among the answer 2, 3, 4, you need to select the correct one. You know, rent to be received is not 120,000. You have already received 100,000. The rent income is 120,000. So here, because it says rent to be received as 120, answer 2 is not correct. Answer 4, because it says rent income as 100,000, again answer 4 is also incorrect. The correct answer is answer 3. Rent to be received as at 31st December 2020 is 20,000. Answer question number 35 to 40 using the following information. Following are some balances extracted from the trial balance of Samadhi's business as at 31st December 2020. So here they have given you a trial balance and some additional information. Make sure you go through this additional information as well before looking into the MCQ. So you have a closing cost of stock as at 31st December 2020 is 50,000. Accrued wages and salaries rupees 15,000. Furniture to be depreciated annually at 10% straight line basis. Let's go through the line items. Sales, purchases, carriage inwards, furniture given at cost, stock which is the opening stock, debtors, electricity charges, 10% bank loan, okay, 10% bank loan, advertisement, cash balance, other income, opening capital is given here, wages and salaries and drawings. Question 35. The cost of goods to be sold of the Samadhi's business for the year ended 31st December 2020 is. Now they want you to find the cost of goods to be sold. What do you mean by cost of goods to be sold, and what is the difference between cost of goods to be sold and cost of sales? Cost of goods to be sold versus cost of sales. Cost of goods to be sold, meaning this here values the total cost of your entire stock which is available for sale. It doesn't mean that you have sold it. You are going to value or find the cost of the entire stock which is available with you for your sales. Okay. Cost of sales, on the other hand, refers to the cost of the output or the cost of the stock which you have sold. Now by selling you would have earned the income. Now through cost of sales you are finding the cost of those sold stock items. Okay. So in your textbook, the grade 11 textbook, page number 49, you can see here they would have given a clear breakdown. Cost of goods to be sold includes opening stock, purchases, carriage inwards, any loading expenses involved, and the sum of all that will be cost of goods to be sold. For you to find cost of sales, you need to deduct closing stock from the cost of goods to be sold. Why? The entire cost of the stock available with you for sale is 108,000 as per this calculation. But you didn't sell the entire stock. You only sold a certain amount, keeping 20,000 worth of stock as balance. So what's the cost of the stock that you sold? It will be 108,000 minus 20. Here it's 88,000. Okay. So with that understanding, let's get into the question. They want you to find the cost of goods to be sold in this particular question. So here let's get the opening stock, 20,000. Opening stock, and then you add purchases, which is 350,000. They also have carriage inwards of 1,000. No any loading expenses here. So total of cost of goods to be sold is 371,000. So answer 4. Question 36. The gross profit of the Samadhi's business for the year ended 31st December 2020 is. Now for you to find gross profit, you need to simply deduct cost of sales from sales. So here you know the sales amount 600,000, but you don't know the cost of sale value. You know by deducting the closing stock value from the cost of goods sold, you can find the cost of sales. So for you to find cost of sales, you will take the cost of goods sold, which is 371,000. Now this is the total cost of the stocks available with you for sale. Okay. It's available with you for selling purposes. Now out of this, 50,000 worth of stock is still remaining with you. Which means the balance you were able to sell, which is valued at 321,000. So your cost of sale is 321,000, leaving a gross profit of 279,000. Answer 1. Question 37. The total income of the Samadhi's business for the year ended 31st December 2020 is. So they want you to find the total income. So go through this trial balance and we will pick out the income items. Sale is an income item for you. So it will be 600,000. Purchases not an income. Carriage inwards not an income. Furniture is an asset. Stock as an asset. Debtors asset. Electricity charges expense. Bank loan liability. Advertisement expense. Cash balance is an asset. Other income of 16,500. Again that falls under income category. And thereafter capital, wages and salaries, drawings, closing stock, accrued wages, depreciation. Okay, no any other income left. So your total income for this particular company is 600,000 and 16,500. Answer 4. Question number 38. Select the answer that shows the amount of distribution expenses, administration expenses and finance expenses of Samadhi's business for the year ended 31st December 2020 respectively. Now when they use the word respectively, meaning in the same order. So you should have the distribution cost first, administration cost later and then finance expenses. Now, an easier way to tackle this question is get the easy amount out. Now, here you can see finance expense can either be 60 or 660 here. So, first let's see what is the correct finance expense. So, looking here, they only have a bank loan which is 10% of interest. They haven't charged the interest here. They haven't taken the interest line cost account here. So 10% of 600,000 is of course 60,000. So answer should be either 1 or 3. So your finance expense is 60,000. Then let's move on to distribution expense, the very first expense we have. What is the distribution expense of this business? So sale, purchase, furniture, stock, electricity charges not relevant to distribution. Advertisement is relevant for distribution. So there you have 32,000 coming in for distribution. Other income, wages and salaries, drawings. Okay, no, nothing else. Closing stock, accrued wages and salaries. If it says wages and salaries of sales staff, then it comes under distribution. But here they have not mentioned it specifically. So we should take it under administration. So here again distribution expenses will be 32,000. Now by just knowing these two, you know that the correct answer is answer 3. But for your knowledge, let's see how we can arrive at the administration expense as well. So administration expense, here let's go through sales, purchases, carriage inwards, it's an expense but you bring it under cost of goods sold. So it doesn't fall thereafter into any other category. Okay. So we have furniture, you know furniture has a depreciation amount going in. We need to see that at the bottom and include that. Debtors, electricity charges. Okay, electricity charges of 15,000 fall under administration expenses. Advertisement we have taken in. Capital, wages and salaries of 75,000 falls into this category. So already we have 90,000 there. Closing stock doesn't fall here. Accrued wages. So apart from 75,000, you need to pay 15,000 as payable salary. So that also has to be included here. So 90,000 has increased to 105,000. Finally, furniture depreciation of 10%. So your furniture cost is 50,000. 10% of 50,000 is 5,000. So your total administration expense is 110,000. So it's clear that the correct answer is answer 3. The amount of total current liabilities of Samadhi's business as at 31st December 2020 is, now they want to find the total current liabilities. What is this business having to pay in the next 12 months? Now in the additional information, clearly they have given you that they have to pay wages and salaries of 15,000. So that will clearly fall under current liabilities. But apart from that, looking at the trial balance, you can see that they haven't clearly mentioned any current liabilities. But remember, when we did the question before, we understood that they haven't accounted for the finance cost, the 60,000 finance interest that they have to pay on this bank loan. So when you account for that, that will be an expense to profit and loss account and a liability. Why it's still not paid? So that interest of 60,000 has to get added here as well. So your total current liability for the 31st December 2020 financial year will be 75,000, answer 3. The total amount of current assets of Samadhi's business as at 31st December 2020 is, now they want you to find the total current assets which will realize into cash in the next 12 months. So here again, will furniture fall under current assets? No, it's a fixed asset. Can you get opening stock here? No, you have already accounted for the opening stock under cost of goods sold. You have debtors which is 35,000, okay, that is a current asset. So you will bring here 35,000. Bank loan current liability, cash balance of 7,000, yes, that again is a current asset. Other income, capital is equity, drawings will fall under equity. So here you can see cost of stock as at 31st December 2020 is 50,000. At the year end, they have a closing stock. So that will be a current asset as well, making it to adding another 50,000. So totally you will have 92,000 as your current assets. So you can see answer is answer 3, 92,000. So with that we are completing the part 1 of the business studies and accounting past paper. Subscribe to Learning Business for more videos.